who created Pascal's wager. Have you ever wondered about the origins of one of the most intriguing arguments in philosophy? Let's talk about Pascal's wager and its creator. This wager was formulated by Blaise Pascal, a remarkable figure from the 17th century. He was not just a mathematician but also a physicist, philosopher, and theologian. Pascal's work in the philosophy of religion led him to develop this argument, which he included in his collection of notes titled Pensées, meaning thoughts. So, what exactly is Pascal's wager? At its core, it is a philosophical argument that uses decision theory to tackle the question of belief in God's existence. Pascal suggested that a rational individual should live as if God exists. Why? Because the potential outcomes are significant. If God does not exist, the believer loses only finite things, like certain earthly pleasures. However, if God does exist, the believer gains infinite benefits, such as eternal happiness, and avoids infinite losses, like eternal suffering. This wager presents belief in God as a gamble, with potentially infinite stakes. It raises interesting questions about the motivations behind belief. Pascal's wager suggests a pragmatic reason to believe in God, focusing on outcomes rather than evidence or faith alone. This has led to discussions about whether it is morally right to believe primarily for potential reward or to avoid punishment. The wager also touches on the moral choice between altruism and egoism. Belief motivated by Pascal's wager can be seen as egoistic, as it centers on personal gain or loss avoidance. In contrast, altruism emphasizes acting according to moral principles or concern for others, regardless of personal benefit. This invites us to reflect on the ethical nature of belief and the moral implications of choosing faith based on practical calculations rather than genuine conviction. In practical terms, Pascal's wager encourages individuals to seriously consider the consequences of belief and non-belief. It invites us to weigh these options as we would in a rational decision-making process. This argument remains influential in discussions about faith, reason, and morality, highlighting the connections between ethics, psychology, and religious belief. So, the next time you think about belief, remember Blaise Pascal and his wager that challenges us to think about what we stand to gain or lose in our choices.